What are your thoughts about black conservatives? And I say that black conservatives as in black conservatism as opposed to the MAGA Republicans. I'm not trying to. I'm just talking black conservatives. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't have a problem with black conservatives. I do have a problem with black MAGA because it feels like MAGA is so against the basic interest of black people. That's why even when President Biden was on Breakfast Club and he said, if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. That didn't insult me because I understood what he was saying.
It bothered me though.
Really?
You know why it bothered me? Because he was talking to you.
Yeah.
And you're a brother that has tackled so many issues, and nobody's perfect and nobody's flawless, but you've done a hell of a lot more good than anyone has ever given you credit for, as far as I'm concerned. And I respect the hell out of you because of it. It bothered me that he said that to you, because I'm like, who the hell are you to say something like that? Now, I wouldn't think about what he said as much as him of all people saying it, because we just removed it. If we can hold Trump and, as a landlord and as an owner, as a homeowner, I was as a landlord more so than anything else in the 70s, if we could hold those things against him, if we can hold the Central Park 5 against him, all right, we can certainly hold stuff against Biden from the 90s in the crime bill.
Absolutely.
And so for
100%.
him to be in 2020 saying that to you, trying to absolve himself from all that he did, and like, yo, this ain't the dude you want. You want me, and if you don't know better, you ain't black. That bothered me.
And I think that we got to that statement because of 17 minutes of intense questioning about that. About his record, and I think he was just, flustered. Listen, I don't like making excuses for white people, you know what I mean? But just in that moment, I felt like he was simply saying, if you don't know if you vote for Trump, you're voting against your own interests. So I just think when it comes to MAGA, in general, you're voting against your own interests. But I don't.
It bothered you so bad that Joe Biden dared to say to Charlamagne that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You ain't black, you black. And again, you can get offended all you want to, but and I'm no Joe Biden fan. I think the guy is, I'm not going to say it, but there's something wrong with Joe Biden. And again, before Joe Biden lost his mind, he was a crook. He's always been a crook. But, the reason why Joe Biden said what he said to Charlamagne is because he understands that the way to appeal to black voters, again, is to appeal to their what? Their blackness. That's the way you get black people to come into your store to buy from you, whatever, is to appeal to their blackness. Again, people understand that. They understand, hey, if I want that person to vote for me, if I want them to buy from me, then I appeal to them. Again, I have a hippity hop song on my commercial and have a car with bigger rims or whatever. That's what I do. And again, people say, oh, that's racist. No, that's true. That is the way people, they appeal to black people's blackness. Because again, black people identify mostly with their blackness. All the time here, all the talk, about white supremacy, white this, white that, and you don't know what it's like to be black because you ain't black. Yeah, again, that happens all the damn time. So people, they realize the way to appeal to black people is to appeal to their blackness. And people know that if they're honest. And Charlamagne saying that, you don't like making excuses for white people. How anti-white of you. You don't like to make excuses for white people. But black, that's something else. That's a different story because they've been oppressed. The white man oppressed them. Slavery. Happened years ago, but we got to focus on that. We have got to focus on that. That's what the issue is. And maybe, Charlamagne, maybe white people shouldn't forget black people when they commit crimes in much higher numbers than whites. I mean, again, think of this. Less than 13% of the population commits over half of all violent crime in the country. But again, you want black people to be forgiven or whatever. And again, I'm no Joe Biden fan. I'm definitely not going to vote for Joe Biden. Definitely not. But we have truly got to understand that, again, Charlamagne, man, you don't like to make excuses for white people. And Stephen A. Smith, you get upset because an old white man is trying to come off cool. I mean, it did come off racist. It did. But he understands, and he's an old man, but he understands how to get black people to vote for them is to appeal to their blackness.
When you have conversations with them and you see why they decided they wanted to, vote Republican, it's literally just all about the money. Most of the time. Yeah. Most of the time, it's literally just about the money. That's why I go back to what I said about Nikki Haley. I feel like Republicans missed a good opportunity to have somebody in a general election who could probably get votes from both sides just because people want something different. I think there's a lot of black people, especially probably down south, who might have more conservative values than they lead on. And I think that she might have been able to galvanize some of those people.
Election is 8 months away. Mm-hmm. What is Charlamagne the God going to be saying over the next 8 months to the American people, specifically to Black America? And what do you expect the fallout of your words to be?
I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying. I feel like, Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. I feel like, this is a man who led an attempted coup in this country. I can't even believe that we're talking about him like he's a normal candidate. That's the other thing that bothers me about the media. We're acting like all of this stuff that's happening right now in front of us is normal. Like, this guy got 91 criminal charges, 4 indictments. He's been impeached twice. He shouldn't be allowed to work at Walmart. Nonetheless, run for president, and nothing wrong with Walmart. I love Walmart, by the way. But
and you have people, if he were convicted, because it's still possible he can be convicted of a felony, they would still vote for him, and we have nothing in our Constitution that prevents him from running and continuing to run.
So I'm going to keep saying that about Trump, but I'm going to also keep saying about, President Biden and his administration, especially if they're not pivoting, where, like right now, I still don't see the sense of urgency. And I hate when politicians put more on us, the people. They put more weight on us to show up and vote as opposed to putting weight on themselves to give us something to show up and vote for.
You shouldn't appeal to people just because you want their vote. You shouldn't. Because again, what you're doing is you're compromising your values. You're saying, hey, look, I will appeal to you because again, I want your vote. So again, what can I say? What can I compromise on that will get your vote? Again, when you say that's evil. That's wrong. And again, Trump won't do that. Somebody like Nikki Haley will. And we truly have to realize, man, right now the Democratic Party, that is the party of evil. That is. No matter what you say, that is. Again, that's the party of abortion, transgenderism, the racial stuff that's going on, BLM. We have truly got to understand, again, if you're telling somebody because you're black, hey, look, you're oppressed. The white man's been keeping you down. Again, you can't move on. You can't. Everything is stacked against you, even when it's not, even when everything is equal, even when there are policies in place that put you ahead of other people. Because again, you're black. Even when, again, you're somehow oppressed. And they're telling you that for a certain reason, because they want you to vote for them. So they're going to tell you, hey, you're oppressed. You're oppressed. You've been kept down. So again, vote for us. Vote for us. We will help you out. If you vote for them, they won't. That's the reason why Joe Biden said, again, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. That's why. Because again, he recognizes how to play the game. Maybe you're the reason why, things aren't working out for you. Oh, don't tell me that. That hurts my feelings. I'm not going to vote for you. I'm going to vote for the Democrats because they tell me what I want to hear. And again, the Democrats are the ones that are evil. Do you not understand? They tell you what you want to hear, not the truth. I mean, again, they'll tell you whatever to make you feel good. They don't kind of wrap you up in a blanket, make you feel good. And again, no matter what's happening around you, you don't care because, again, your ego was stroked. You feel better. And again, that's what's happening. And people like Donald Trump, they're not down with that. Again, he says what the truth is. Doesn't matter if it hurts feelings or not. He says what he's got to say. And people like Nikki Haley, they'll say, again, they'll tell you what they want to tell you to make you feel good. So, you'll vote for them. And that's what the entire Democrat Party does. They're the party of, we'll use whatever pronouns you want us to use. Yes, we'll agree with you that boys can be girls and that girls can be boys. We'll agree with you of systemic racism and white supremacy. We'll agree. Does that make you feel good? Will you vote for us? That's what's happening. And again, the 91 counts against Trump is not going to be convicted of a felony. He's not. And again, even the Democrats have to realize, man, no matter what they throw at this guy, the man still stands. And the man, he's dealing with it in a very good way. Again, it doesn't seem to bother him to do that. He's able to let it roll off his back. I think he understands that when you're standing up for good, you have nothing to fear.
We're here with another presidential election where the only thing that's selling people is fear. Now, should we be afraid this time? Absolutely. But once again, if this is what you've done every single presidential election since I've been alive, you become the party who cried wolf. And that's what I feel like the Democrats are right now. They're the party who cried wolf, because now that the wolf is actually there, nobody believes it.
But when you tell black folks this, they're going to have a problem with you, Charlamagne.
You shouldn't have a problem with me. Have a problem with.
I know they shouldn't.
You should have a problem with that campaign.
I know they shouldn't.
And
but you know how we can be.
Yes.
So, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna keep speaking truth to power, because I feel like that's what God has me here to do, and that's what I see. So until I see something different, then I'll start speaking something different. As of right now, I don't see anything different to speak on, and I hope President Biden does some really incredible things over the next couple of months to really start energizing people. And I hope that he starts to lean on his surrogates a lot more. I still want to see more VP Harris out there. I still want to see,
she got to resonate though, Charlamagne, man. She got to resonate, man. It can't just be, excuse me, she's the VP. So if this dude ends up stepping away and at the Democratic National Convention, they want somebody else and they convince him to step back because he just doesn't have it. Oh, excuse me, she's automatically next in line. She's got to go get it.
She would just, I promise
she's got to go get it.
If she would just be herself a little bit. I'm talking about
she had attitude. You're very supportive of her, it seems. She had attitude with you when you spoke to her.
I want her to have that with the people.
When you grilled about Munchkin.
Yes, and I want Manchin. I want her to have that same energy with the people who are actually threatening democracy.
Donald Trump is no threat. Joe Biden is. The entire Democratic Party is. Kamala Harris, everyone. They are. I mean, again, they'll tell you what you want to hear to make you feel good if you give them your vote. That's all they want. Border wide open. Again, you telling boys they can be girls and girls they can be boys. Whatever. Telling black people that white supremacy is the reason why you're not making it. Even though other black people are making it right next to you. Again, the reason why you don't is because of white supremacy. That's not true. That's not true at all. But again, man, they tell you that because they want to control you, not help you. Again, somebody that wants to help you tells you the truth, whether or not it hurts your feelings or not. They tell you. And again, weak people are going to get mad at you. They're going to get mad because they can't stand in their own space. They want to get mad. If somebody does not use their pronouns or whatever, they get mad. They get mad. They can't stand in their own space. So again, they say things like, you're mean, you're not nice, you're whatever. I'm mad at you. I'm not going to vote for you. Those are weak people. Extremely weak. And again, man, we have to be honest. I'm not saying that all Republicans are strong. I'm not saying that. But much stronger than the Democrats. Because again, the Democrats are the party that they want to be catered to. They want to be given stuff. They want to be told how good they are, how strong they are, how good looking they are. If you're a boy, you can be a girl. If you're a girl, you can be a boy. Again, man, people that can handle the truth, they can handle whatever. Those people, yeah. And again, man, even if you attack that person and you tell somebody how bad they are and this, that, the other, just to hurt them, a strong person is like, well, whatever. Whatever. So again, we have to recognize, man, they're not going to like you. If you tell them whatever, they're not going to like you. But again, there's no truth in what you're saying about Donald Trump. No truth. That man, we have got to be honest, that man is the only man right now, the only person that we have that will stand up fully for America. And again, right now we are losing our country in the Western world. And again, we need somebody like Donald Trump, somebody that's strong enough to take whatever is thrown at him and still stand. But guys, man, if you will, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a